Hello, everybody. I found this article on the Helldivers 2 Reddit page. If you want to go, it's Eternal Canadian, exploring the history. Just kind of goes into the background. He does some really great stuff here. So, to start it off, he just talks about like the inconsistencies, how the lores between the two games kind of counteract each other. In reality, in my opinion, I don't really think they counteract each other so much as just tell a progression. So in the beginning, the first game, but I mean, even in the first game, you can kind of see the fallacies of it, where you're just highly trained soldiers, or, you know, taken as draftees from the regular military, a special forces unit, so to speak. But I mean, you can see how they were used in the first game, that's not really the same thing per se. And then you know how it is in the second game where, you know, you're just throwing people at the problem and eventually it works, you know, just enough people. In my opinion, I think it was a bit of both. I think it's both. Now, I think the way the Helldivers started off as was an elite special forces group, you know, made to handle certain situations. And then over time, as you know, their need was needed for more and more things, they kind of just evolved into being the basic military, the basic army for Super Earth. Just on, you know, the propaganda on what they were able to accomplish. Because if you talk about their first implementation, it's pretty much an assassination mission. They killed a socialist regime on Northman's Creek and re-brought it back into the Federation of Super Earth. So I think it's an evolvation of just through the years since. I think somebody says, or the game states or something, it's 100 years difference between Helldiver 1 and 2. But even in Helldivers 1, you saw that it was becoming the meat grinder. So I think if you were to go previously, that's where they were, the special forces. And then he talks about how they had different kinds of armor, which again, go into the special forces. You have different ones for different situations and different compartments. Then it kind of goes into the war never changes and why this is. At the end of the day, soldiers are good and all. But what really wins wars is the logistics of wars, or how you can supply. Listen, yeah, the person that has, you know, bigger guns, they win sometimes, but if you can't supply those bigger guns, what use are them? It's been shown through history that smaller forces can be bigger forces as long as they have better logistics. The ability to feed and clothe and supply the military is 10 times more important than the military itself. I know that doesn't make sense, but that's just the way it's always been. I think the average soldier consumes 5 to 10 more time calories than a regular person does. Like the average soldier, I think, eats like 8 to 10,000 calories a day. So yeah. And then it just kind of says about putting the pieces together, and honestly, those are the pieces I put together. I think the puzzle fits perfectly. Just a unit that was made to do so much more based on the needs of the military or Super Earth, the government, and then they just evolved into a propaganda machine because it's the belief that wins the wars, not necessarily the soldier. Now, if you guys do like what you hear, you did find it interesting, please make sure to drop that like. Don't forget to drop a comment down below to tell me your thoughts and feelings. Please drop a sub or follow if you think I earned it. And always, guys, I want to thank you so much for everything, and tune in for the next time.